Hey y'all, I'm Brother Rat, and what I'm going to attempt to do and show you today is how to make a flamed wire loom like this one. Oh, this thing's gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that chrome. And that is just absolutely polished aluminum. Now what I started with was a piece of raw stock, similar to this one. Actually, you can see this is the one that I cut it out with. This is dull, crappy looking, but what you have to do is, it's 1/8 inch thick aluminum. You have to find your best side and draw your pattern on the opposite side. Now, I've already gone ahead and drawn the pattern we're going to be cutting today as I was making that one, because you have to use marker, it gets on the edges of it, so I wanted to get this drawn in before I did that, finish that one up with this polishing, so I didn't have any, I used a Sharpie marker because it's got a nice tip on it. I didn't want any of the black left on the chrome. So anyways, I pre-drew it. The other thing I figured out when I had to do this is I test fit that one to the engine on the opposite side just to see how it fit, and I put the oil tube in place. And I'm not sure if you can see this or not. I'm hoping you can. But right in here, I have to change the flame lick a little bit in order to compensate for the oil tube coming up the right-hand side of the engine. But other than that, it's going to be almost identical to that one that's already made. The better side of this is this one. It's a little bit cleaner. I got a couple gouges in this one here and there, so that's going to be in my cut-up side. So we're going to get things going today. Now, how I started was, there's a product called, well, we call it MacTac. It's like clear shelf paper, if you will. It's got a grid on it too, which is really, really nice. But basically, you draw your pattern onto this and you cut it out. It's a two-piece, nice little clear piece that comes off that you stick down and after you've cut it, and that's what you use for your pattern. So anyways, this is what I drew originally, was this one. There's the cutout from it that actually went down on the aluminum that I traced out and then cut around that pattern there. So basically, your imagination's the limit. It really, really is. I took this one, I figured out where my wires, or where it attaches, where the current wire loom attaches to it, and made sure I had enough width in each of those areas, as you can see, with these, to hold the actual wires. So you can see where they're mounted on this one. I used the original one. I had a nice little rectangular one that I used as a template, just to make sure that everything, these lined up and that these were all in the exact right spot. But other than that, it's really, really simple. We're going to start with a little bit of drilling, and then I'm going to get into the jigsaw. You have to, the jigsaw cannot cut through the aluminum metal like it can wood. You can't do the same kind of corners as you can wood, so you have to take your time with it. You can't rush it. You really have to move slow. You have to keep your blade lubricated as well. So I'm going to start by drilling out my tight turns, and then we're going to set to the cutting. This video might be a little bit choppy because I'm the only one here. I got no cameraman, so it's going to be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we're going to continue things on. I'm going to get the drill ready. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, we're just going to take some metal out of these nice little tight turns in here so that everything flows easier for us. And everything cuts perfect. We can file this out when we're done, so that's no big deal either. And we're just coming through the last little bit. just bending the flicks. And there we go. We now have all of our holes drilled for this. And we can start now with the jigsaw. So, without further ado, let's start cutting this. Well, we'll see how